start shit if you ain't ready to get hit.
Well, allow me to drop some knowledge.
We have to disagree. I saw that Sailor Moon outfit.
Music that was copyright.
That's crazy.
Tired of this
Yo, Instagram be hating.
extra for no reason.
OD extra. Yeah, even though I'm in the crib, I had to throw in the hat because my hair is crazy.
I know it got long, yo. You trying to let it grow out?
See? Huh?
You trying to let it grow out?
Yeah, I'm gonna let it grow. I'm not cutting it no more.
It's not letting me accept, Jay. You gotta accept mines, man. I don't
What's
know.
good? What's good, Crazy Diamond? What up?
Instagram is not letting me do nothing right now.
Oh, damn. Damn, there's no. Cause I don't follow Homeboy, so if I would have followed him, I would have sent him a request.
I sent him an invite. It's still accepted.
Yo, tell him to jump on my live.
All right, I'm gonna send it
Hold on, I
again.
got it. Hold on. Oh. I sent him a follow, so see if it does. Oh, there you go. My man Vinny said, "Take the mask off, Chris."
Yo!
What
Yeah.
up?
All right, I took
What
off
up?
the mask.
What up?
Two of my favorites.
Man, it feels so good to fucking be in this podcast, yo.
Yeah, what's good? What's good? What's good?
Talking about
Yo, I'm with you on that, yo. My hair's a mess, so I'm with you on that. I gotta put my hat on. You know I'm in-
Nah, bro, it's a difference, bro. That shit is crazy. Like,
yeah, because Jay's is not even that long.
nah,
Nah, I'm gonna be real with you. I'll be real with you. I just got caught in the rain, so my hair starts spiking. So I'm like, nah, chill. I'm gonna look like those anime characters right now.
What's up, my BMF Army? Thank you for being here tonight. You already know what's your favorite Jedi, the BMF Goddess. Tonight, I am joined by my returning co-host, Jay, and also by somebody that I interviewed twice, pro wrestler, Chris. What's up, Chris?
What
All the way
up, what up, nerd?
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up?
in the house. Besides Jay being returning co-host, he's also an MMA fighter. And you know, the topic tonight is gonna be that of UFC drama and pro wrestling and just a mixture of a lot of shit. I also want to hear from Chris and how his comeback to the ring has been and what he's been dealing with since he's returned to the ring.
Oh my God, I love how you introduced me by my name. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's
And-
Yo, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
you should replace Bruce Buffer in the future. Yeah, and then me when I'm getting ready for my fight.
I don't know if that's gonna happen, brother. That sounds like a good idea, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. That's Bruce.
I don't know either, but listen, I got hope.
Listen, it's cool to hope and dream, bro. But that's Bruce. Bruce is
Yeah,
he's
true
like, yeah,
that.
that's
true
a big ass mountain, bro.
I agree.
For you guys watching, you already know.
Listen, hold on, not to cut you off, but I have to give a shout out to my man Midas, main event in the building, HOG, you heard?
What
My
up?
man, King Leader Midas in the
Welcome.
building.
Welcome, everybody. Yeah, so I was just saying, if you guys have any questions or comments, you already know, leave it below. We're going to answer you live. And if anybody does want to join us on camera, we got one spot left. So I'm going to start off with you, Chris, on the comeback. It kind of came sooner than later. I'm happy with it. Because I know you was going through, you know, life and you weren't sure when you were going to make your return, but I'm happy you did. How's that been going?
Well, I've had like what? two matches when I came back, 2-3 matches since I've been back. Two of them were at Big Time Pro Wrestling in West Virginia. Shout out to Freddie Cornell and the whole
Right.
team over there. I've been doing my thing. I had one of my matches included my man Chris Taylor. You feel me? My squad, you know.
I've watched them.
And then I was in a mixed tag team match with Carmen Chaos. Shout out to her, you know, and we did our thing. And then after that, shortly after that, I did a St. Patrick's wrestling match against my man Johnny Lyon in Miami for FEW. You feel me? So you know, like shout outs to FEW for showing your boy love. You know, looking out. But other than that, I've been good. You know, I've been good. I'm not gonna lie, but it's been like this because like I expected when I came back, I expected that not the red carpet, but I expected for people to be like, "Yo, my man is back. Yes, let's bring him back."
I was like, "Oh shit, he's back. Let's do it."
Exactly. So I was like,
I know you're a very controversial person.
"Oh yeah."
Then he's coming as well. He's still there.
Nah, yeah, and you know, shout out to Magic City too. You feel me? I got I got something in the works with my man Vinny's on right now. So you know, I'm blessed right now. I got a couple of bookings coming up. I got one with a new company coming up called Urban Pro Wrestling. Shout out to them.
I like out of Florida too.
Yeah, they all in Florida. I'm trying to get.
There's a lot of wrestling in Florida, guys. It's like
Yeah,
one of
it is.
Yeah, I might head to Florida probably April 21st. So let me know if you have an event around that weekend. I'll definitely give you some love, bro. Definitely show you some love.
But yeah, I'm just trying to get. I honestly, my ultimate goal is to get booked in New York and New Jersey. You feel me? Because that's where your boy is from, and it's only right. It's only right to bring me over there. But I get it. I get it. The politics is more different than Florida. You feel me? I'm gonna have to earn my spots, which I don't mind earning my shit. You know, I don't want to get treated like I got treated last year. You know, I felt like certain things were given to me. I was put in positions that me myself I didn't deserve, but I went out and did it anyway. So you know, now it's different. Now, I took my 6 months hiatus, came back. For people that don't know that why I took my 6 months, I had a baby. You know, shout outs to my daughter Rhythm.
Someone called you out, Benny.
Huh?
Someone just called you out.
Here we go. Listen, I don't know who that man is.
Awesome.
Who is that? I forgot.
That's
Wait,
one of my people.
that's the Chocleta guy? The Chocleta guy?
Awesome guy, yeah. That would be a good matchup.
The Chocleta guy?
So you already know when you come to New York, you got one match set up.
Listen, he don't want that smoke, so he better chill. Fall back. He don't want
Oh shit! Let me. Yo, I gotta be the special enforcer in that match.
He gotta listen. Put it like this. He gotta do something for me.
He's ready for the smoke.
Listen, I'm gonna put it like this, and I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. Homeboy gotta do something that impresses me, that entertains me, for me to entertain that conversation. You feel me? Because I just don't want to give somebody my clout. Oh, and let me not say that. Let me take that back. Let me take that back because I don't want other wrestlers, Goddess knows what I'm talking about. Other wrestlers and other deacon managers to feel some type of way talking about you ain't got no clout. Whatever, but but like I said, my comeback's been pretty good. I finally about to have shirts in the making. Finally, I got a new logo. I gotta change the logo though. I gotta change the name. And speaking about that, I know everybody went crazy last time because I posted up a thing and said that Benny Blanco's dead.
Oh!
This is what I'm talking about. This is what I like. So
Impressive.
basically, listen, hold on. Before you start talking,
He had to join. He had to join this. He had to.
so basically, I put up a post on Facebook and Instagram, and I said, "Yo, Benny Blanco's dead," and everybody was like, "Yo, what the f? This and third, what happened?" And to speak more about that and to keep it short and sweet, like I said, is like this. The reason why I want to keep that guy away and buried and move on and try out and use another name that's coming soon is because that name holds so much negativity behind it. Yeah, it was popular. It was right in the front. It was popular. It was dope. It was dope for what it was. Everybody was like, "Yo, Benny this, Benny that," all that shit. The name is popping in West Virginia. And the name is popping down in Miami and all that. That's cool and all. But it's too much negativity, too much malice behind that name. And I'm thankful because that name was given to me by Vince Steele, you feel me? And big ups to the big homie, you feel me? That's my mentor and all that, and big brother. But it's time that now that I came back, it's time for me to change, step my game up, and also change my name. And so,
You gotta reinvent yourself.
exactly. So I'm right now. Exactly. You feel me?
You're an original person.
Exactly. So that's what I'm gonna do. That's it. That's me in a nutshell.
I want to hear what Matt has to say. Here.
What?
Everybody, this is Matt Awesome. He's a pro wrestler as well.
I think, to say the least, the people I've trained with is more impressive than your comeback. Miss BMX.
That's a bird.
Ring, so
My nigga look like Carlito Cool right now. Look at that hair, yo.
North.
My man spit an apple on everybody.
Hold on. I can't hear Mr. T-Mobile. What happened, T-Mobile?
Oh, he knows.
I'll tell you right now, you come up north, I got 3 homes where you can face me.
Okay.
It may not be in New York City, it may not be in Jersey, but it'll be in Connecticut for sure.
Okay.
And
Can I be the special guest referee?
out that I ain't ready, but I don't want that.
He's right next door.
My man, I invented the smoke that you want.
My nigga said, "Let me hit. Don't knock T-Mobile."
'Cause I don't-
Yo, facts. I got T-Mobile too. Shit.
So you got that.
chancla either. You know that.
Give me a General Toast chicken with pork rice. I'll send you the bread.
Ask the Maximos. I got the skills.
That's what I have. I had yesterday.
With pork rice.
Ask
My man
Oh,
said, "Let me hit
Yeah, I
T-Mobile."
got you. Yeah. Go get one of you.
in the ring.
Yo, dog, listen. I don't want to cut you off. Listen. Hold on. I hear you. I respect you. You know that. I do respect you. You've been in the game longer than me. You don't have to tell me who you got trained by, who it is. I'm up for the challenge. You feel me? You know I'm with it. But just know, I gotta. If you wanna, say, yo, the Maximals and all that. Just know I got a pretty nice squad behind me too. You feel me? I
don't know.
I got Sebastian Page.
Yo, hold on. Somebody wrote something here. They go like,
Hold on. Hold on. And then, come out. I'll be working out every time we go to
Maurice said,
nigga said, yo, the disrespect, you ordering Chinese during this promo.
Listen. I'm gonna do this. We dropping it. So I also every now and then when we on the same shows, I also train with your former tag team partner, right? Who is it? Santos?
Not my fault. We still the Uptown Boys, though. You didn't know that, right?
No, I know it now.
Yo, that's a fight. That's a fight in my block right there.
Hold on. See how lit my man is right now? He's doing something. Listen. He's not an Uptown boy. He's a lit boy. You see who he's partnered with? He went from the Chancleta Queen to the lit superstar, Sebastian Cage, you dig? So it's all right. He went, listen. He went from Sprint, skip T-Mobile, and went straight to Verizon.
Okay, but you did see my new partner, right?
I love you, kid. I love you. Listen, I love you, but we're going to do it. We're going to do it up. But just know, I got people like Glad. I got Love Jones telling me that, the one-on-one. And I love that because they lit. You, my man. All I gotta say is me and you one-on-one. That'd be smoke. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. But definitely don't bring out that chancleta. That shit is.
Yeah, hold on.
But besides,
Are we promoting a wrestling match? Or are we gonna talk about the topic today? Because I'm enjoying this right now. Like, I don't even know about the topic.
No, you know what? You know what? I'm gonna be real with you. All jokes aside, I respect Matt Awesome because when I first started last year, no bullshit, because I got 2 years in the game. No lie, no bullshit, all jokes aside. My man hit me up, reached out to me when I was part of that other school, that bum-ass school in South Florida. He hit me up when I was on my way to Nashville, Tennessee. Oh, and that was, I just got a name drop. That was the night that I get to wrestle Super Crazy. But anyway.
Beef, I love it. Yo, facts. I love the violence.
My man gave me encouraging words and was like, yo, bro, I know who you doing this for. And, you know, we all love him. We all dedicate ourselves to him. He said, but yo, when you do this from the heart and be real with it. Because this shit is not for the fake. This shit is not for the weak. None of that. Keep doing what you're doing. And he said, when you get better, he said, you always got a home out here and we got you. So I just want to say thank you. And I appreciate the kind words and the motivation, bro. Because it's dudes like you, Cage, Sancho, Taylor, Steel, and so on that motivate me, bro. So that's my New York squad, baby.
Well, I absolutely love that because it's true. Matt is definitely a solid person. Next time, PPK fave, all right? We don't do that on the BMF show, okay?
My fault. I'm sorry.
Listen, if y'all ain't trying to stick to the script. Stick to the script. All right, stick to the script.
My fault.
Undertaker will be disappointed in both of you.
But I'm just saying.
Now listen, at the end of the day, bro, you don't want this smoke. Chill. And please stop saying yours. Yours me. Yours me. I made this shit pop all over. The your face, me. Stop. Me.
Really?
It's me, brother.
The juggernaut.
Yo, we can have a your match for the name, bro. We could do that. We could do a chancleta match, chuleta match, whatever you want, bro.
Put that chancleta in the ladder and climb up and see who gets and shot somebody.
The only one here.
That'll be okay for me.
Realize, my man, it's mine. Nobody can live.
Your is not yours, bro. Your is mine. Every time I say that, it looks good on me, not you.
No, it is way better with me.
No, it doesn't. Bro, and then on top of that, bro, you stealing my colors, dog.
Hold on. You're making me want to take my son's belt.
Yo, got it.
I feel motivated.
Jay, look at this. I inspired this man. He wants to, be like a young brother. Yo, I come up with the colors.
This is my son's belt. And they're making me want to take it out.
I'm the same but a different animal. Remember that.
It's all right. Because I'm built different. And listen, you don't want to go promo for promo. You really don't want to do that either. Don't do it.
Keep that in mind.
Alright, yo, hold up. So BMF, can you we should start the topic?
Matt, do you know anything about the topic we're about to discuss? UFC wise?
What whole thing about Masvidal getting a probably for going off the club?
I really wanted to discuss. I mean, even though it was March 5th, I wanted to discuss the whole Colby Covington beef with George Masvidal.
Yeah.
So I guess this is my time to shine with this.
For sure. You could.
All right.
I'm gonna skim over the beef. Okay.
Whoa.
First of all, I want to hear your opinions on both guys. I'm just gonna give my opinion on one, and that's the one that I don't like, and that's Colby Covington. I definitely, and I know I'm not the only one in this. I definitely feel a lot of I'm trying to be the next Conor McGregor. Only he's a cardboard cutout, like not even close. I think he tries a little too hard with his, with his little sneak disses and thinking,
He's trying to be a heel
and
in the UFC.
oh, his whole fucking after fight interview, like it was just disgusting. I was like, look at this guy. Like he really thinks he's the shit. And I'm sorry, there's no case in the UFC. So he's in some delusion. Yeah, he won. I don't care. Bad sportsmanship to me will completely negate any fucking talent that you have. And he's a bad sport. He's a piece of crap. I can't. Go ahead, Jay.
All right, so since you guys were going promos after promos, so I have a background in fighting. So I used to be in wars. I was 14-1. I was doing it on the low. So at the time when I was training and doing all that, I understand the fight game of that kind of situation, especially when it comes to personal rivalry, especially when you're a former teammate. Trust me when I say this, I did have a teammate that at one point we didn't get along. We couldn't train in the same facility because at one point we wanted to fight there. So the whole story about that, like I was in that story because I'm a huge fan of Tyron Woodley. I'm a huge fan of Dustin Poirier. Anybody from the American Top Team knows that that's one of the top MMA facility to train in the MMA world if you want to get to the big time. And Dan Lambert, he's doing amazing with that school. American Top Team is training not just great wrestlers. He's training great Muay Thai fighters, great Taekwondo fighters, great karate fighters, great boxers. He's training all of them really well there. So when you have a guy like me, for instance, I'm a martial artist that grew up in the street. You got to remember, we could be disciplined as a martial artist, but we're also going to have the thug inside of us when it comes to family. So what Jorge Masvidal was going through, and this is what I was having a Twitter war in Twitter 2 days ago and yesterday, Covington, yes, won the fight. I give him props. He has a great wrestling background. He has great striking volume. He cannot knock you out, but he can volume with points. What I saw in that fight, it shows that those two were nervous because they know their strong attribute. They train together. They know what's their weakness and they know what's their strength. And the thing is, Masvidal had a little bit of highlight in him. People did not give him credit for that. He did his thing. He almost knocked him out because he wobbled with that nice right hook. But at the end of the day, people are sucking Colby Covington's dick. Listen, he's a great fighter, but real MMA fans know that wasn't a dominant fight. He played smart. There's a difference of playing smart than dominating a fight. If he truly dominated, he could have ended Jorge Masvidal in round 4. He didn't. They went 25 minutes. Masvidal was still standing. Yeah, he was out of breath. His stamina wasn't the same as Covington, but Covington was also tired with all the takedowns he had in the first 2 rounds. So they cannot say that he was a machine. No, he's human. We saw it. So the main thing is, I'm a father. And you said it yourself, my Carlito over there, you got a son. Anybody that disrespects our kids, even if you're calling us a deadbeat father or whatever you want to call it, that's sensitive to us because you're basically saying we're not doing a great job as a dad. And you're putting that as a publicity in the media just to promote a fight. No, if you two got beef with each other, settle it in the cage and settle it for each other. Get the family out of it. Get the friends out of it. Settle it one-on-one. That's how I was raised, and most definitely that's how Jorge Masvidal was raised. He was raised from the street of Miami. I'm raised from the street of Queens, New York. So we know when there's a conflict, one-on-one always. So I'm going to be real. That punch he did in the restaurant, I'm going to be real, Kobe deserved it because he saw it coming. He talked so much shit saying that if I see them in the street, I'm going to smack them too. Guess what? You saw Jorge. We don't know the real truth. We don't know if he really sneak punch him or not, or they actually confronted each other face to face and he hit him finally. We don't know the true story. We're just going by what people, he said, she said, he said. The only truth that knows is Covington and Masvidal. And so far, Covington hasn't spoke about it. He doesn't want to speak about it because I guarantee you he got embarrassed. So, in all honesty, as a fighter, be professional. But when you attack a man's family and saying mad shit, even if it's true or not, you're fucking with that man's dignity as a fighter. So of course, all he knows is violence. He's gonna go after you, and that's the consequences you gotta pay. You're gonna talk about it, be about it. If you're not about it, don't talk about it. So Covington was fucked up on that point. And everybody that's talking shit about Masvidal, he was unprofessional, bro. I'm a father. I would have done the same thing. Even if I'm a licensed fighter, I'm going to look for you and knock you out if you put my kids involved. So at the end of the day, what Masvidal did, I don't blame him. I applaud for him to do that because he's a dad. Same goes with Cain Velasquez, a former UFC champion, shot a guy by molesting his son. You think, listen, if you're protecting him, do the same for Masvidal. Masvidal was just being a father by telling Covington, take my kid, and he said it in the press conference and the weigh-in, get your kids out of my mouth. How many times are you going to keep saying that? Then, you know what? If the words are not working, knock the motherfucker out.
Right. That shit with Cain, though, that shit is sad, man.
Yeah, I hope he gets out, man. He needs to get out. Because what he did is not what any officer would do. Nobody, because, all these people play mentally sick and they get out. In reality, they're not mentally sick. They just sick in general doing evil shit. So what Cain did, free Cain. I applaud what he did because me as a father, I would have done the same shit.
I don't think they're gonna let him off scot-free. I don't think they can even do that. It's just crazy, man. I just hope, they don't OD on him.
Yeah. But what's your opinion about the fight? If y'all watched the UFC fight and the whole incident that happened yesterday, guys?
I saw it, and you're right. He didn't beat George's ass. Did George win? They went the 4 rounds. Now, for him talking shit about George's kids, George has all the rights in the world to bust his ass. Even if it's outside of the ring. Honestly, out of the cage, he could do it. You bringing up the dude's life, bring up his kids. You're making him sound like a bad father, putting negativity on his character. Nah. That. Now, yeah, I'm not saying that wasn't, like, professional, because now you're a fighter, a certain stage. But at the same time, all bets are off when it comes to family.
Yeah, that's corny. I lose respect for that shit. Is corny. I don't even like when they do that, honestly, in pro wrestling, when they do the whole storyline with the person's family and shit. I'm like, ugh, I hate it.
No, it's a sensitive subject for anybody, and wrestling, I get wrestling is a storyline, but UFC is real. They don't script that, they didn't write it down. This is coming out out of hatred that these two have for each other. Like, all right, and I'm gonna say this out loud, and I don't give a shit if he sees it on YouTube. Daniel Cormier is a fucking hypocrite, all right? Because he was talking about all that shit, but he was the one that keeps having a brawl with John Jones in every press conference. That's unprofessional. So Daniel Cormier should literally put in mind saying, I'm a father too. If John Jones would have talked shit about my kids, I would fuck his ass up too. So don't talk about how Jorge Masvidal did was wrong, because at the end of the day, you brawled with John Jones in a stand-up. Just a stand-up face-off. Why? Because y'all two hated each other.
It was a media event.
Yeah.
Media event.
So at the end, you shouldn't. So then let's talk about Conor and Khabib. They fought after the fight was over again. They had a brawl in the cage.
Yep.
And who was unprofessional in that moment? Khabib. Yeah, Conor's been unprofessional. He does crazy shit. But Khabib should have been like, I whooped your ass. I tapped you out. I almost killed you. I got the victory. But to brawl out, that's how you know the hate is real. That's UFC. When martial artists hate each other, they're going to fucking do whatever it takes to kill each other. And that's what Jorge did.
The difference I see between Kobe and McGregor is that McGregor he's himself. And from Kobe, I get like total fake. I'm trying to be. And that's
well, McGregor was born with that charisma. That was the thing. Like McGregor,
I don't feel
Israel Adesanya, they were born with that charisma. They were born with that. Colby, everyone knows the truth. Colby built that up because he knew that UFC was about to cut him off. UFC was about to cut his contract off because his fight wasn't boring. He just fights smart. There's a huge difference. There's a difference between a boring fight and fighting smart. Because whatever you want to do, you want to take the win. You're not going to take the L just because you want to entertain the fan. You're there to be the best. You're there to be the champ. And when the fans recognize a real fighter, they're going to be behind you. Look at Georges St-Pierre. He was just a straight-up ground grappler. And then when he started striking, the fans started coming to him because he was becoming a full-blown mixed martial artist. He entertained it. He didn't need to talk shit. He was the kindest, humble person ever. And he had fans.
Yeah, he never had
Colby.
Everybody else talks shit. BJ
Yeah.
Penn shit about him, and then he busts BJ Penn's ass every single time.
I remember that. And that's the thing. Colby is just
What was it?
he's trying to be a heel.
Diego Sanchez was talking hella shit. What did Clay Guida do? He got in that match. Yeah,
Oh my God. I remember that shit, yo.
head. And
That was horrible. And same goes with Chuck Liddell. Chuck Liddell was talking a lot of shit to Rampage. Rampage knocked him out in the first round.
Yep.
Took him out in the first round. Same goes with Tito Ortiz. Talk mad shit about Liddell. Liddell whooped his ass not once but twice.
Yep.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Like that's the thing. Go ahead, bro. Is it me or I can't hear him?
I can't hear him.
And I'm gonna be honest. When it comes to the UFC, I got two people that I look at, and I look at the most. One is Conor McGregor, OD. That's somebody I look for.
Yo, you dozing off, bro.
He got Metro PCS.
Here we go again. Here we go. Here he goes again. Part two promo.
Yep.
We can't hear you.
Yo, I seriously can't hear him.
Can't hear you.
I said I'm a fan of Conor McGregor. I was covering the speaker. My fault. It was me. And I've been watching Conor since he first started, and
All right.
you know I hear what y'all saying. You know, Conor is Conor. He's gonna be him, and I respect that about him. Now I'm gonna shift it towards Covington, and people are gonna be like, "Yo, what the fuck what I'm about to say?" I'm a Kobe Covington fan. I am. I'm not gonna lie. And I like Jorge. I do. I adore Jorge, but I gravitate more towards Covington only because I feel like he's more of an entertainer than a fighter. He likes to entertain the bullshit. He's more of a I'm gonna talk my shit, but then when I get in that octagon, I'm gonna show you.
I will feel different.
And then listen, and so what I don't agree on is when he took it to a whole nother level and came out and started talking about Jorge's kids and all that. And so, you know, on some street shit, because everybody on this podcast right now is from the streets. And, you know, I guess I'm a parent. I think Matt's the parent. And Jay's a parent. And we know that we don't play that shit with our kids. You feel me? And so, like, regardless if it's wrestling, UFC, whatever, it's real life when you shed some light about my kids. Like,
Facts.
For instance, and I'm not trying to take away from the conversation, but there was a situation I had not too long ago, a couple of days ago, where somebody took it upon themselves to talk about my kids. And I had to let them know, like, yo, listen, don't ever in your life, ever fix your lips to have my kids come out your mouth. Because at the end of the day, regardless of what situation me and you got, don't ever think your balls is bigger than mine to where you could talk about my kids. Because then this is where the situation will get ugly. So I don't disagree with Jorge doing what he did, because if it was me, I'm dead ass.
We all would have done the same
shit. Because I don't care where we at or where you at. You could be eating. If I'm Jorge and I see Kobe eating food with his girl, bro, I'm running down on you and I'm punching you straight off your head. And that's it. I'm just going to punch you, you're going to fall, and I'm going to walk away. And if I get locked up, I get locked up. But at the end of the day, I know I'm going to jail for a reason. And the reason is because I'm not going to let no man, no woman, nobody in this world talk about my kids. So I get where he's coming from. And then on top of that, I respect what you said about Cain Velasquez. Yes, how it went down is fucked up. But at the end of the day, I would have done the same thing. Cain Velasquez is a much better man than I am because he ain't hold me with a warning shot. Me, I would have bodied him. There wouldn't be no guy talking to the cops talking about he tried to kill me. Because the guy would have been dead. The cops would have been like, dog, for real? Yeah, for real. He molested my child.
Cain, you know where Cain fucked up? Is the fact that, hello, you're Cain. Your hands are weapons. You should have used those. Would have been way less.
Well,
yeah, but you gotta understand. I get what you're saying. Hold on. I get what you're saying, Goddess,
right.
and I respect your opinion, but you gotta understand the severity of that. Listen to what remember when this all came out, you know how the media does. The media really doesn't talk much about the details. They're so quick to blame somebody because the person's victimized. No, when we all got the full story, then people gotta understand. Oh wait, hold up, bro. This is a dude that had a friend. Supposedly that was his friend, right? And he allowed his kid to chill with this friend, and this friend is touching on his kid.
Oh, so I heard something a little different than that. I heard he was
I don't know if
he was the neighbor of the daycare that his son goes. That's what I heard. That he was the neighbor.
I don't know if it's a daycare. I may be wrong. You might be right, Jay, because you're more into the UFC thing than I am.
That's what I heard. I heard it was a daycare. And he was the neighbor of the daycare center, and he was friends with the owner of it, and that's how he got around with those kids. And sadly, one of them was Cain Velasquez's kids.
And I get that, but listen to this too. Also, speaking about the fight, I saw the fight. Stop. I saw the fight.
DJ Unico.
And I'm gonna be real with you. I went for Covington that night. I did. I was all the way Covington. Like I said, I got none against.
Nah, man.
I got none against.
Like I said, I can't take what credit's due. He's a terrific fighter. I give him that.
A lot of people say that the fight, DK, was trash. The fight was what expected to be. But let me tell you something. Mm-hmm. Why is it that Covington and Jorge get scrutinized for a fight that they knew each other from day one? They knew each other. They knew their strengths. They knew their weaknesses.
12 years. Teammates.
But check this out, though. Why is it that when it comes to boxing, right, and it comes to Mayweather fought the same fight Covington fought that night. He fought smart. He fought with technique. He fought with, hey, I'm going to live inside Jorge's head. So I'm gonna beat him with the mentalness. And so when Mayweather does it, why is it okay for Mayweather to do it? But then go ahead and bring it back because you know your guy don't want you with the no control. And so like when Mayweather fights with a lot of mental, right? And wins all his fights. That's why he's undefeated right now because he does that. So when Covington does that and brings that type of skill to the UFC, now it's a problem. Now it's he's all this, and he can't really fight. He can't do this. He can fight. Jorge,
he can fight. Look, me and BMF was at MSG. You were working, but I was there that night when Covington fought Usman for the belt, part 2. I told everybody Covington gave Usman a war. More than anybody in that ranking. He gave him a war in those 2 fights. Yeah, bad luck in the first fight, the 5th round, he got knocked down. Yes, I give Usman a bunch of credit for that. That's why he's a champ for a reason. But it's like Dana White said, if Usman was never around, Covington will be our champion right now because he took out the top 10 fighters. The only one he hasn't took out yet is Gilbert Burns, and now Gilbert Burns is going to fight Chimaev, and Chimaev so far is dangerous as fuck
not to cut you off, but speaking of that Usman and Covington fight, I'm sorry. Usman is dope as shit. Dope as shit. I'm talking about, oh my God, to an degree where this man deserves to have that belt, deserves the things that he's getting, hands down. But
Mayweather paid Logan Paul
out of
first.
my heart, Covington took that fight. I'm sorry. Why? Let me say why. I analyzed the fight when I saw it, and I analyzed the fight after. And I saw that, you know, okay, they went 5 rounds. To me, 1, 2, 3, yeah, okay. Usman, Covington, whatever, right? If majority wins, I'll give the first 3 rounds to Usman, right?
Okay.
The 4th and 5th round, aren't they, in the sport of martial arts, that's championship rounds.
That's championship round, yeah.
So to me, as someone, you know, that did MMA as well back in the day, but didn't ever took it serious, I was told that championship rounds count more than officiating rounds. Officiating rounds are like 1, 2, 3.
So I'm gonna tell you something about that. Yeah, I won in a championship round when I was in the welterweight division in Cage Wars. So I'm gonna tell you how that worked. It wasn't for the main belt. It was for the interim because the champion that around that time, he got injured. So me and the other person that was like a #1 contender at the time, this was 2013, we clashed. And I'm not trying to show off anything, so I could say that I had a champion belt. But it was like a little fake belt just to let us know that I'm the #1 contender when that guy comes back. So when it comes to championship rounds, here's the thing that they made a mistake with John Jones and Dominic Reyes. Dominic Reyes won that whole fight. They stole it from him.
Yeah, that's
John
true.
Jones never
I saw
won
that fight.
So to explain why they gave it to Jones, because in the championship round, they evened out. Jones actually started stepping up more in the 4th and 5th round. But for the Covington and Usman fight, I noticed that the rules changed a little bit. When you get aggressive into the first, when you get aggressive in 3 rounds, doesn't matter if it's round 1, round 4, round 5, like a scramble. You get aggressive in those 3 rounds, and it was all you. Like say Usman was aggressive in the 1st round, 4th round, and 5th round. You automatically get 3 extra points in the scorecard. So that's why they didn't give it to Covington. Because Covington, I admit it, he won the 4th round. And in the 5th round, he gave Usman a little bit of a problem. But in the first 3 rounds, Usman, in my opinion, I gave that a draw in those 3 rounds. The 3rd round, and I think the 4th round, I'll give it a draw. And the 1st round was a little even out as well. But in the 2nd round, Usman was aggressive. And that's what the judges look at right now. Now, even in the championship round, they look at an aggression fight. So Usman, I don't know if you remember in the 2nd round, he took Colby Covington down. He slammed him down and gave him a couple punches in the ground. That's when he won the scorecard over Covington, because he showed aggressiveness. So that's why the sport commission, this is why I get a little annoyed with the judges in the UFC. And Joe Rogan has said it. Even Dana White has said it too. They need to start getting 5 judges now instead of 3. And instead of just a random sport commission from New York, Las Vegas, Houston, Florida, you name it, they need to use former UFC refs, former UFC fighters, or former UFC trainer to be the judges, because they're the one that know the game better than these stupid judges they've been having in every UFC event. Because some of them, because like I said, in the Covington and Masvidal fight, I heard 49-42. That was OD of the card.
No. It wasn't 49-42. I know you're talking about
something like that.
One of them,
it was
it was 47. It was 47-43, and then it was 49-50, and then I think it was 40. I think it was 48. 40, I think 41-42, and I was like, OD, that it was the last one. I know.
Okay, it was the last one. Yeah, that was an OD gap. Like, no, it was closer than that. If they would have get 48, 47, 48, 47, 48, 47, fuck it. I will be happy to go home and say Covington won it with that 1 point each.
Them numbers was crazy.
They over exaggerated.
Yeah, them numbers was crazy. Because the middle number was what, 49-50. I'm like, wait, hold on. Y'all just said 47-45 the first one, 49-50 the second one. Where the hell did 48-42 come from?
Yeah.
Yo, that's a big gap. Like, who loses that much points?
That in reality, they really fucked up on the like. That's why I don't fuck with the judges in UFC. That's why Masvidal have said it. If it was gonna go all 5 rounds, he knew he was gonna lose because he had bad luck with judges since he debuted in the fights.
Right.
He knew that from the beginning. So at the end of the day, that's why hopefully, let's just hope, we don't know if it will happen. They need to start, instead of 3 judges, put 5 judges. Because one championship MMA, they got 5 judges, and majority of them were former fighters.
Facts.
So they do the scorecards perfectly. Same goes with this other now Khabib. Khabib, his organization, 5 judges, and they're former trainers, they're former refs, so they know the game.
I think Bellator does the same. Bellator does the same thing. They
No, Bellator actually used 3 judges.
3 judges, but some of them, out of the 3, like
But some of them are refs.
judges.
John McCartney is one of the judges.
They have like
now.
fighting experience and training experience, and
so. But that's what I mean. But I think every organization, especially in any fight game, especially boxing, because boxing they need to start doing that too.
boxing, they never gonna do that, bro. We're never going to touch boxing, bro, because boxing is a disappointment, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yes, right, facts.
They took
Especially
away,
with that
they
faggot
took away,
Jake Paul.
That last event last Saturday was crazy.
Well, that fight with Edgar.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's so crazy about that?
I was working the show. But
You know what's so crazy about that, though?
What?
That kid, Edgar, right? I can't say his name right, so I'm not gonna botch his name. But he's from my hood,
Oh,
from
yeah?
Douglas Projects.
Yeah.
When he was a kid, no bullshit, no gas. I would never think in a million years that kid became who he is now. But you know what? That shows that, yo, anybody could do anything. Because he lived in my hood, dead ass. One of my boys, Christian, my man Christian right now, he's an amateur pro fighter, boxing. And my brother Miguel put me on to that kid Edgar. And I'm like, who's Edgar? And so when I saw who he was, I was like, hold up. He's mad. He looks mad familiar. So I told my boy Christian, I'm like, yo, Christian, you know who this kid is? He's like, yeah, yo, you don't remember him? He was from the block. And I'm like, word, that's crazy. Now,
Damn, I would love a
look at
Corona
him
right now.
He's doing his thing. And I didn't get to see his fight last Saturday. I heard it was good. So I don't know if he won, lost, but
Lost.
he lost.
Right?
I don't know.
Oh, I didn't see the fight.
I might be. If somebody watched it, say something. I believe he lost.
I don't know, but that kid's a good fighter, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like,
The only fight I got into was when
I ain't gonna lie. The fight I'm waiting to see, and I hope it happens. Seriously, is what you call it? Is this Conor McGregor versus Jorge Masvidal?
they might happen. It might happen.
I heard it might happen because your man Conor's coming back, so I heard it's gonna happen.
But you gotta remember this. We don't know when Conor's coming back, because Conor got locked up today.
I know he did. I know.
His last
Fucking
fight.
He got locked up for that
I
shit,
know,
right?
like,
Well, he
For
did.
that driving shit, that racing shit, yeah.
his last
He got
fight
locked up for that.
was bad. I don't know if I can take another one. I'm like, just
What?
leave
Take another one or what?
it. Connor's last fight, man. That should have me tight.
Listen.
He was
Let
doing
me tell you
good.
something
He
about
was
Dustin
doing good
Poirier.
in the first minute. He was doing good.
No.
Conor came back and
Hold on. If my man didn't, and I'm not saying this because I'm a Conor McGregor fan. I'm not saying that. I'm saying this because it's real shit. If Conor didn't break his foot, right? I think Conor would have came back and destroyed Dustin. Why?
I would have think so too in the second round.
And why I say this, I'm not taking nothing away from Dustin Poirier. But Dustin Poirier, for real, needs to, he's too He's too ahead of his game. He's too ahead of his level. He's not on that level yet. But it's too many guys like Dana White, like a lot of guys in the back. I'm not talking about fighters. I'm talking about guys in Dana's position that is putting Dustin on a level that he shouldn't be. Like, for instance, like I said, I'm not taking credit for him. I'm not saying Dustin Poirier doesn't deserve the fighters that he's getting. But that Conor fight should have never happened. He didn't deserve that fight. Why?
Yeah.
He wasn't ready for that fight. And then for him to sit there and lie and say that what you call it, that I'm gonna take it to over there. For him to sit here and lie and say that what was it? That he checked Conor's foot, and Conor, that's how Conor broke his foot off his shield. His
In reality, he broke his ankle. It wasn't really his shin.
So I'm like this. I'm like, brother, you're not strong enough to do that. Conor's been kicking people left and right for his entire career. And so for him to break his ankle off your bullshit ass shin, brother, I don't know who you lying to, but you're not lying to me.
Because think about it this. Look at it. Look what happened. And Conor even said it in the interview with Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Anderson Silva went through the same shit with Chris Weidman. And look at Chris Weidman now. Washed up. Not even like how Silva is still doing great. He's boxing a little bit now. He even knocked out Tito Ortiz. Like, that's fucking insane. So at the end, with Conor, in reality, Conor could have won that second round if that leg would have never happened. Because in reality, yeah, Conor, I admit it. Conor is one of the top fighters that does have a reputation of stamina problems. Like, he can't go more than 5 rounds.
Right.
But
Whoa, hold on.
I'm gonna be real.
I gotta cut you off.
He shows it.
He could go.
He shows it.
He proved that he can go beyond 5 rounds. Look what he did with that 10-round match with Mayweather, bro. He showed the world that he could box.
No. But look, but here's the thing. With that Mayweather fight, think of it though. Think of it this way. He's not getting grappled down. He's not getting kicked around. So of course that's a little different. He saved a little energy, but he went all out in the first 5 rounds in that fight. I give him credit. He did put more hits on Mayweather's face than any boxer that Mayweather ever fought.
Exactly.
I admit it. But that's what Conor is. Conor is an impulsive fighter. He explodes in the first round. But that's also a weakness of his. Because look what he did with Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz pointed at him every minute of the 4th and 5th round. You're getting tired. Why was Conor running away? Because Conor got exhausted.
About the first fight, right? We talking about the first
I'm talking about the second,
right?
because in the first fight, he lost in the 4th round. The second fight, the 4th, 5th round, Conor won. Conor won by points. But at the end, and I agree with what Punisher said, boxing, Conor don't got to worry about somebody grabbing him and slam him on the ground.
No, but see, no, hold on. See, not to cut you off, because I know you're more experienced with the MMA thing than I am. But, bro, listen, I got to disagree with Punisher. Boxing, yeah, it's different in the sense of what? Maybe stats, points, whatever. But I feel like the stand-up is even. To me, stand-up is even. If me and you, right, are in the octagon, bro, and we stand up, we're going to box. If we're in the ring, we're going to box. I get it. The rules are different. Hear me out. The
rules are different. That's the thing.
But check us out. There's dudes in boxing right now, and there's dudes back then that couldn't last 12, 13 rounds.
You're right.
You feel me? Those are blow-up guys. Those are impulsive fighters, just like you said. Conor McGregor, you just said Conor McGregor's an impulsive fighter, always been. And you're right. Yeah, he absolutely is. And that's his problem. He's too impulsive. But you have to understand, the fights he's been in, and the reason why he's been impulsive and straight, y'all gonna go straight to him and try to kill him.
Straight kill him, yeah.
First, second round, is because these were fights matched up with guys that he didn't like, or guys that discredit him. Because remember, there was a time and an era where everybody was calling Conor McGregor Dana White's favorite fighter, Dana White's son, Dana White's this, Dana White's that, because he was getting all this.
Dana invested a lot of for him. That's what
exactly. So it's not that different from boxing because they did the same thing with Mayweather.
Yeah, of course.
Everybody invested in Mayweather, or the whole boxing culture invested in Mayweather. And
But here's the thing,
but there
too.
were fighters. Hold on, this is the last thing I'm gonna say. But when it came to boxing, see the difference is that in UFC, it's always a toss up. You don't know who's gonna come out winning because anything can happen, right? But see, when you see a Mayweather fight, right away in your head is we already know where that W is going. You feel me? But
yeah,
mind you, there's 3 fights I can mention right now that if we could go back in the hands of time, those would be 3 losses that Mayweather has to own up to. Cotto. Who else? The Mexican kid with the red hair. I forgot his fucking name.
You're talking about the screw jobs.
Yeah, the kid with the red hair. That's a Mexican fighter. I forgot his name. He had red hair. He's Mexican. And then Oscar De La Hoya did alright. But I know it's Cotto, the other kid I said, the Mexican kid, and then what you call it? Fuck. And Pacquiao. And
Pacquiao was a screw job.
Pacquiao screwed up both times.
He took advantage that Pacquiao wasn't 100%. He took advantage of that.
Exactly. So I'm just gonna say those are 3 fights that if Mayweather was to ever be a man and
shit, my boy Ryan's online. Yo, you know my boy Ryan? Get the fuck out of here.
So like I'm just saying, I know like that's Canelo. There it goes. Canelo got screwed. Cotto got screwed, and Pacquiao got screwed. And that's
to remember too. Now Canelo, at the time, Canelo was an upcoming fighter too. Like he was getting well known at the time too.
So you telling me? Hold on. So you telling me because you an experienced fighter. Hold on. So I'm gonna tell you this. So let's say this. Let's say if I enter your world, right? In which I have a little training in there because I got trained by Lionheart Lopez. I got trained by him.
Oh wow!
And I got trained by Paul Rodriguez out in Orlando. So, but let's say I take MMA serious.
Florida got monsters there. I know.
So what if I take MMA serious, right? And I stepped into the circle with you being the experienced fighter. You've been there. You went to Singapore. You went all over the world. Me and you go, and I'm an upcoming fighter. So you telling me because Jay has a household name in the MMA world, a kid like me coming up, I can't get that W? That's how you made it sound like. And that's
how the business is. No, but in boxing, like you said it yourself, who was the biggest chipper in the boxing? Mayweather. They gotta protect them. If they don't protect them, they losing not millions, they're losing billions. That's what it was. But now, look at Canelo. Canelo is an investment now that everyone is saying he's the face of boxing. But at the end, he also proves it with his skill.
Huh?
I agree with Royalty. I'm definitely a bigger MMA fan.
Royalty, what up, Ryan? You got singles, nigga. Yo, but
let's touch on the Sting.
You mean Scott Hall?
I keep saying Sting. Oh my gosh.
Word,
he's not dead yet.
Damn, bro. He just wrestled AEW.
He's on my mind because I'm working on a Darby Allin piece for the BMS spot. The next BMS spot. Okay.
Oh, I want to get on that. I got a lot to say about that.
So I just want to touch on
Yo, Royalty, what up, yo?
Before we end this, because I
didn't know you knew Royalty though. That's crazy. Small world.
Yeah.
When the initial news came out, for those, I'm pretty sure most of you know, when Scott Hall's news came out that he had a complication from a hip surgery, a blood clot that wound up leading to 3 heart attacks back to back, and had him in a coma. So he was on life support, and the day that his family chose to take him off life support, I was at work. So when he actually passed away, I was still on.
I was at work too.
I started crying. Like, it was.
I think I was at home. I don't know.
No, I was crying. And if I cry now, listen, that's how you know
Everybody.
that man impact everyone who was a big wrestling fan since the 90s, you know, especially him as Razor Ramon. That's one guy that, in all honesty, is true what everybody said in his tribute and everything. You wanted to be a cool bad guy. You wanted to have that swag. You wanted to have that, and it was because of him. And at the end of the day, when I heard the news that he was off life support, listen, like my coworker works with medical people in NYU. Like she had experience like how that works. And she told me right away, if they're taking him off life support, his heart could be beating, but his brain is not there. Like his brain is already
He was a vegetable.
So he was already brain dead. So it was a matter of time when the heart was finally going to stop.
And he passed.
And come on.
Yeah. He passed on his own.
So-
Heart stopped.
Well,
Yeah. So
well,
at the end,
I didn't cry. Like I didn't cry, but I felt
got no heart.
I felt heartbroken.
Fuck with you.
I felt
Like-
heartbroken.
I could understand that it's a really difficult decision to, you know, take your loved one off of that. But I feel
Mhm.
it was just so quick. Like they decided to pull the plug.
You know
And he-
why?
Wait,
There's
you
a-
know, hit him in the ground fast. I was like, damn.
Nah, you know what it is? You gotta understand. Scott Hall, like if you saw who Scott Hall was, besides like knowing him from Razor Ramon, NWO, all that.
Even a
beautiful
Diamond
beautiful
Stud.
man, a beautiful technician, a beautiful wrestler, all that.
Even a Diamond
All that.
Stud in WCW.
But
With that mustache.
But what you gotta understand is his outside life, especially the family behind him. If you saw his documentary, he really didn't have nobody but his daughter. And then at one point, his daughter stopped talking to him because, you know, he had this drug abuse problem,
Yeah.
which we all understand because we all got somebody within our family that went through that. So it's not something that you just hop off and be like, yo, I'm gonna be straight edge because you love me.
Yo.
Hold on. And
No. I just want to say my condolences to Punisher because he said that his friend died the
Oh my
same
God,
day. That
yeah. My condolences, my prayers to
My
you
condolences,
and
bro.
his family.
Sorry.
And so basically, I'm gonna be honest. I just gotta be real. Like Scott Hall, you know, and nobody's perfect in the wrestling business. And for someone that I've been in, oh, you can hear me now? My fault.
Yeah.
I keep on blocking the speaker. My fault. So I've heard shit, I've seen shit, and I've witnessed stuff in the wrestling business. For me to only be 2 years, and you gotta understand, these guys that I was once fans of, and the only reason why I say once fans because now that I'm a worker, now that I'm a professional wrestler, I can't mark out like that. I can mark, but I can't mark out like that. So
Yeah.
now that I get to see these guys in the locker room, you know, like Sabu, Super Crazy, Bill Alfonso, what you call it, Cage from AEW,
Wow.
who else? Casey Navarro, a lot of so on and so on guys that I came across that you have to understand these guys are just like me, you, and her. They just because you see them more on TV than you see them in real life doesn't mean that
They're still human.
they don't live a regular life. Wrestling,
They're still human.
I'm gonna be real with you. You gotta be the only way to live a wrestling life and be wealthy off that is if you go down the road like Chris Jericho, or you go down the road like Jay Lethal, indie famous, spend his whole wrestling career in the indies, but became rich off that because he was smart. So things like guys like that, Chris Jericho, Jay Lethal, Sting, Hulk Hogan, a lot of other guys that are making millions, The Rock, y'all seen it, these guys. You gotta understand, these guys were fortunate enough to have support system to where they could pave their career in multiple ways.
Same goes with Lesnar. Lesnar
Yeah.
had the UFC
And with
behind him.
Yeah,
and
with
he had
Scott
the
Hall,
investments with all of that.
but you gotta understand, it's a different time zone. Now this is where shit gets real. Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Shawn Michaels, Rhino,
Triple H.
Triple H, Just Incredible, Sabu, Taz, ECW, WWF, WCW. Those guys, those particular guys in that roster, bro, they wasn't fortunate enough to make millions and to be in movies and to do that. Some of them right now, they get what? Maybe $100,000, maybe 15, maybe 150,000 just to make an appearance, and that's their payday.
Mhm.
Versus you got The Rock. My man can sit on his couch and make $1 million right there.
Yeah.
You got Sting. Every time he pops up and has a match, he's making bread. But you got to understand,
He was-
guys like Taz, guys like Scott Hall, guys like Sabu, guys like, for instance, my first trainer, Pablo Marquez, told me straight up, bro, wrestling is not what you see on TV. That's not how it really is. The wrestling life is not like that. There's guys that really live that hard life to where they got no choice but to get high. They got to get high before every match. There's stories I've heard from veterans, from legends, from even guys that got 7-6 years in the business. They would tell me, yo, their body hurts so much that they gotta blow down some weed before getting in a match, or they gotta pop a pill to get in a match, or after they train, they gotta pop several bottles of pills just so their body could chill, or they gotta go out, they gotta drink a couple of shots just to go to sleep at night. So
Yeah.
you gotta understand, these guys are not these men and women, not to leave the women out because women go through the same shit and maybe they have it worse. They do. You have to understand that the payday of wrestling is not all that cracked up to be. So you gotta, so the hard work and the finality.
But I have to say that wrestlers, well, pro wrestlers, you know, the mainstream wrestlers, they make way more than MMA fighters, and I think that should be the opposite, because in MMA you're actually, I mean, even though wrestling team is kind of risk, in MMA is a little bit different, and I'm waiting for the day that they actually put those numbers up because they deserve that.
Well, if you mind if I say something about that, the reason why the pay rate is so different, and this is, even though I don't like the fucking bastard, I give him credit for defending guys like us, MMA fighters that want to fulfill that dream and that makes it to the big top. Jake Paul is right about what Dana's doing with the money-wise. Because think about, all right, his two top fighters so far, one of them lost, one of them won this year, that are the highest paid fighters he got. And that's Jorge Masvidal and Israel Adesanya. You bring McGregor back, now you got 3 top fighters that pays a lot. But here's the thing, here's where Conor was smart. Conor and Jorge's smart about it too. Because when Jorge started becoming this big name and they started investing him and endorsing him, he started investing into liquor the same way Conor did. And that's why Masvidal don't give a fuck anymore. He's more like, I'm making money on the side now. I'm making thousands. So sooner or later, I'm going to start making millions. Because at the end, now that he got this pay rate, he doesn't care if he take the loss. As long as he get that one clean shot to Kobe Covington, he's getting this. And he even told Covington, promote the pay-per-view because I'm going to get that cut. I'm going to get that cut that you not getting. Because he knows where he's at. He knows that he's in Dana's hands now. Dana's going to protect his investments. But Jake Paul has something that is true. Why are you doing that to fighters that don't even show the skills of the investments they're getting? Do that to every fighter that ranks up so quickly.
Right.
That, like guys like to be honest, you know who deserve those type of pay rates? And that's why he's so smart with it? Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley goes like this. I'm not gonna fight the top 10. until you pay me the amount I deserve to fight the top 10.
That's a
what he's
bad
fighting these
name.
guys.
That's a bad
Because,
name.
because at the end, Sean O'Malley is fighting these guys that's under the ranking of the 15 ranking because he said it. Let me build myself up to make a name for myself and endorse myself. Sean O'Malley's smart. Him doing that is smart because the moment he gets to the top 10, that's when he's going to tell Dana, give me the same pay rate that you paying Israel Adesanya and Jorge Masvidal. And I'm going to show you what a real fighter does with that type of money. So Sean O'Malley is smart with that.
You know what?
Him,
No, go ahead. I'm gonna piggyback on what you said.
and, this other guy, what's his name? He's in the middleweight ranking as well. Shemaev. Now that he's fighting Gilbert Burns, but he was smart. He said, if you want me to fight the top 10 now, pay me the same amount that you pay these guys. Don't pay me under just because I'm not in the top 10 yet. And guess what? Because he's getting the hype behind him, he's getting that pay rate. But wrestlers, here's the thing about wrestling. Back then, it was really tough. Even Scott Hall documented that in every interview. It was tough. The pay rate was tough back then.
Yeah.
But but here's the thing that no one gave Scott Hall credit and Kevin Nash credit. If it wasn't for those two, guys like Stone Cold, The Undertaker, The Rock, Triple H, Shawn Michaels wouldn't got the pay they deserve if they wouldn't never fold their business the way they did in WCW. Scott Hall deserved that thank you. He did what Jake Paul's doing to the UFC now. He said it. Pay this amount, you're going to make your business even better. And Vince, in all honesty, never thanked Scott Hall and Kevin Nash for that. Because at the end of the day, Kevin Nash said it in that promo. He said that in that promo with CM Punk. If it wasn't for me and Scott Hall in 1996, guys like you wouldn't make the big bucks in the WWE. He was correct on that.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, that's what business is about. It's about taking that risk.
Back then, they didn't even get no money for their merch.
Exactly. And now, look at Roman Reigns. You sell a shirt, he gets percentage out of that. Look at Becky Lynch. Selling a merchandise from her, she's getting percentage out of that. But who started that? Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. And the UFC is doing the same thing. Israel Adesanya got merch. He got things in New Zealand and in Nigeria. He's getting percentage out of that. That's why the UFC is investing him so much. Same goes with Jorge Masvidal with the alcohol he had. He invested it, he endorsed it. Now whatever sell they make, he gets percentage out of that. And that's the thing that professional wrestlers have more head than UFC fighters. They invest right away, endorse their merchandise. That's why they're making more money than anyone in the sport. But I think soccer, because soccer, once they're endorsed, they making millions almost every hour. So wrestlers have that now. Now what I'm noticing, they have that endorsement. They have that investment.
Go back off what you said about Sean O'Malley. You got what you call it, and I'm gonna put that towards wrestling. I was told recently when I had a match, after my match, guys in the industry now, right, always want to go and face the top guys. Right now, in the independent wrestling scene, guys right now would be like, oh, I want to face a top guy because I want to get this, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want my merch to sell, I want to get noticed, all that, right? Because wrestling changed. Wrestling is not about, oh, I'm gonna have a videotape, I'm gonna send it to Vince McMahon, I'm gonna send it to Tony Khan and try to get on. Wrestling is all about social media. I can put my match on right now and hashtag AEW, hashtag WWE. Somebody from out there is gonna see it and be like,
it's gonna call you.
Let's give him a dark match or let's do something with him. And look at my following and see this and that and third, right? Now, check this out. When after my match, the owner of the show and / promoter of the show told a group of us, hey, would you rather be in a title match and go to all these towns and do a title match, main events and all that, or go to these promotions and face the green guys, meaning guys that are beginning, meaning guys that have no name? I was fucked up. I'm like, wait, ain't all our mission is to go up top, have the main event fights and all that? He said, yeah, it's true, but the main objective, if you're really smart, you're a smart wrestler, a smart fighter, whatever, you will always want to go to these towns and fight one of the students. Give me a student, give me a student, give me a student, give me a student. Why? Because one, you're able to make that student look like $1 million. Two, the students able to make you look like $1 million. And three, you're able to pull off shit on the student, such as the finisher or anything. You are able to market yourself through that match versus you facing somebody on your same level. Because then now, where's the marketing value? Where is it? Because then what happens when you go to these promotions? I'm gonna be, let's say me, I go to Project Chaos in Jersey. I go there, right? And I face, put like this, I face Goddess's man. Him being so known in the game, right?
Yeah.
And I got 2 years. That match wouldn't matter to him. That match would matter to me. Because at the end of the day, he got a name. So when he walks in, everybody knows him.
That's basically what you said about me earlier.
Exactly. So
what you said, you would have got known if you gave me a better fight.
Exactly. So I don't take away from what Sean O'Malley's doing, because I'm not gonna lie. Even though I got 2 years of wrestling, that's what I'm gonna start doing. Every time I get booked for a promotion, I'm gonna ask the promoter. Yeah, I know I'm not supposed to ask. I only got 2 years of the game, but I would suggest. I'm like, hey, listen, let me get one of your students. And if he asks why, I'm gonna tell him there's a marketing scheme behind that. Because why would I want to go against? Yeah, it's cool. We were always trained and always taught this one thing, and it goes for everybody, no matter if it's UFC, no matter if it's wrestling, that the only way to get better in this industry is to fight or wrestle guys that are more experienced.
Exactly, that's true.
But then again, I'm gonna be honest. The game has changed so much that no, it's not. That's not how you're gonna get better. The way you're gonna get better is by how I just said it.
Build up.
You gotta build yourself up.
Guys, I have to wrap this up now. Thank you for being here. This has been really great, fun. I love you guys, and
love you too.
Definitely gonna come back. Have a good night.
Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Add their Instagrams and stuff so you can follow them. Have a good night, and may the force be with y'all.
Of course.